Hey there! Excuse us, but is Sino at the Academia?
You two look familiar. Are you friends of Mahamatra Sino? But if you'd like, I can pass whatever message you might have on to him.
We ran into this guy by the gates, and he seems really eager to speak with Amatra. It sounds like—
Oh? If you don't...
Siraj.
Siraj... That name's...
Vahumana Research?
Yes, one of their most renowned, in fact. I hear he's as daring as he is. There are rumors he'll become Vahumana's next sage. But please continue.
I want to report him. For conducting it, he kidnapped me, tied me up, and took me to that horrible cave. I ran as fast as I could, a little slower, and he would—
There's no rush. Please, what kind of experiments was he conducting?
I don't remember.
Huh? You can't remember?
All I remember is Siraj walking towards me, and then my head started feeling weird. It's like a nightmare that I can't recall. I just know that that place is— Oh! I heard they conduct business in the tavern.
Even if what you say is... All right. But before that, I would like to administer...
You think I'm lying?
Please don't take it the wrong way. This is just... Sorry, but can you two wait out here a little while?
Huh? Alhaitham?
Let me bring you up to speed. First things first, Ilyas passed the lie detector test. This indicates that what he said is highly credible. As such, we've decided to launch an investigation based on the lead. Per protocol, this matter was reported to Acting Grand Sage Alhaitham. After hearing about it, he left a message for Mahamatra Sino and
Huh. It's kinda weird for you to be working with—
You're overthinking things. My interest was...
Really? I'm unsurprised you have this much free time. In that case, let's join in as well, shall we?
It's already against protocol for Acting Grand Sage Alhaitham to participate in this— Oh, never mind. After all, you were the ones who brought Ilyas here. I'll allow you to accompany us, but you have to promise—
Don't you worry.
All right, in that case, I'll fill you in on what we know. Ilyas claimed that Siraj will be conducting some business with a Kasharawar researcher at the tavern. This is one of his few clear memories. It seems he stumbled upon this information. Incidentally, Siraj isn't at the Academia right now. He applied for long-term It's close to the time that Ilyas had given. So we've decided to head to the tavern and investigate any
That's right. Arav, prepare to head out.
Oh, come on! We already said that we're—
We're here, Acting Grand Sage Alhaitham. What's our next course of action? Acting Grand Sage Alhaitham.
Looks like you haven't read any memos lately. The new Academia decree clearly states that even a sage doesn't have the authority to interfere with the Matra's actions during an ongoing If your superior were here, he wouldn't be asking me what to do. Instead, he'd be telling me to stay out of the way.
You're right. Understood. Then please wait here as we lock down the perimeter and search for suspicious— Ilyas, please stay here. Acting Grand Sage Alhaitham, I'll have to trouble you with the protect—
Sure. Though I'd rather he just protect himself.
You're the same as ever. Casually ignoring people just
Answering a simplistic question only enables the questioner. Besides, I need him to understand my position. Arav has just as many doubts about my coming along as you, but unlike you two, he's making this matter more complicated than it is, with his considerations like the acting Grand Sage is trying to seize the Matras. That question was obviously bait. The Matra were once under the influence of the sages, and so were often subject to these bureaucratic traps. The test was strictly unnecessary, though. I hope that our exchange will assure him that I won't interfere with their work this—
Why is this so
This is why I was against becoming the acting Grand Sage from the very first. Titles and rank inevitably make a lot of things more troublesome.
Excuse me, acting Grand Sage Alhaitham. I've had a question on my mind, and I need to know the answer no matter what.
No. I have no recollection of ever meeting—
Haha, I thought so too. I probably will.
Then why did you ask?
Well, for some reason I felt a sense of familiarity.
Really? A misperception, perhaps.
Acting Grand Sage Alhaitham, we've apprehended a suspect.
Siraj?
No, it's the Kshatriya researcher who has dealings with him. His name is Narendra.
Acting Sage Alhaitham? Wait, can someone please explain what's going on? I admit that I did steal some mechanical components from the lab and sell them, but just something like that? What have I gotten myself into? I know I let greed get the best of me.
I would like to ask him a few questions.
Of course.
Do you know Siraj?
Yeah, that's the name of my buyer. He asked to make the transaction at the tavern, but
What were the details?
he's doing some kind of experiment that seems to require many power generators and electrical He contacted me in private and said that he'd pay a large sum of mora if I was willing to put some aside for him. We had originally agreed to meet at the tavern earlier today to do the trade. I sure didn't expect to get stood up.
Perhaps Siraj was aware that Ilyas might leak information, so he intentionally didn't show up. Whatever the good news is, regardless of what Siraj was planning, his progress will now be severely hindered by a lack of power generators and electrical components. Do you have any more questions for the suspect?
No. He's all yours. But I'd like to borrow Ilyas for a while.
Oh, that's fine. We conducted a comprehensive lie detection exam, which showed that he has a genuine case of amnesia. We're not planning to pursue any further breakthroughs on that. However, I am curious.
I've read some papers regarding amnesia, and I'd like to try restoring his
I see. We'll be returning to the academia then.
Follow me.
Siraj didn't show up at the tavern, and Narendra didn't give us any leads. Ugh, that means we're stuck. Alhaitham, are you serious about seeing things through? Paimon's pretty surprised that you're this—
I thought you would have guessed the reason by now.
Huh? Paimon—
Yes. We were classmates.
Oh, so that's why you asked to come along when Arav briefed you. So you're not here because you're interested in the case itself.
You couldn't be further from the truth. But I wasn't expecting much from you to— For the time being, all you need to know is that we were once classmates. I became the scribe afterwards while he continued his act. He submitted a thesis 1 year ago, and the Grand Sage at the time asked for my opinion. I did not approve of it because it committed one of the 6 cardinal sins by touching upon from violating matters regarding human evolution to attempting the forbidden and fearing none. The 6 cardinal sins are the origin of all evil in this world. They are also what the sages use as a reference when formulating or amending the rule. My opinion was that Siraj's research was both overly naive and in violation of various core principles. The Grand Sage took some of my suggestions on board and ultimately decided to reject the
So that's why he's buying energy sources and—
He's most likely trying to circumvent the rules and conduct his experiment.
That sounds super suspicious. Ilyas, can you try to remember things again? Maybe—
I'm sorry, but I've already tried many times. And no matter how hard I try—
It is possible for a person to subconsciously forget some of their memories as a defense mechanism. However, these memories aren't truly lost, but merely sealed away. Now, try to recall things you care about. They don't need to.
Well, actually, I feel like I've forgotten more than just the memories of the time I was kidnapped and experimented on. The kind of person I am, the things I've done, I can remember some things, but I can't recall some other. But I do vaguely remember that there are two things that I
Do tell.
The first is to get my paycheck from the academia and give it to my younger sister in Gandharvaville. I'm not sure about the details, but it seems that I would send money to my younger sister every month to pay for family expenses.
And the second thing? What's the second?
I can't remember.
Not unexpected. However, you're the only one who has seen Suraj and knows the exact location of his cave at present. As such,
Losing your memories must be really painful. But don't you worry.
Oh, thank you so much. I have so few memories that I don't even have a clear idea. But amidst all that, it also feels like nevertheless, I have you all to thank for. Now, I do remember that I worked part-time at a place in the academia called the Research Preparation Center.
I see. In that case, let's go and find whoever's in charge there.
Quit following me.
Acting Grand Sage Alhaitham. I've sent this period's
I did. Recent research expenses have decreased quite a bit compared.
Yes, though that is primarily because there are fewer scholars with but that can be a rather convoluted topic. Might I ask?
I believe you know this individual. His name is Ilyas. He worked.
Oh, yes, of course. Though, Ilyas, where have you been these past few days? That was our busy period, but then you disappeared without a word. Everyone.
I'm sorry, something unexpected came up. But I know I've caused trouble for everyone. Is there anything I can do to make up for it?
The other researchers have more or less finished your share of. Do you remember Chandra? You were in charge. He retracted his application a few days ago, and he's the 12th person to retract a research application this month. I'd like you to ask him why he did that. Chandra is probably having coffee at this hour, so.
Understood. Then
I'll pay you in full once you return. Is this acceptable?
I have no objection.
Too slow. The wind rises.
Alias? Long time no see. What can I do for you?
I heard that you canceled your research project, so I...
Oh, that. It's really nothing I'm not the only one who canceled, right? I mean, people have had no motivation to conduct research lately, haven't they?
No motivation to conduct research?
Yeah. Say, who might you be? You look sort of familiar.
Oh, don't mind me. Please, continue.
Well, with the downfall of the Sages not long ago, many of the projects that they led were put on hold while they were being investigated. With the situation being so volatile, people are picking up random things to do to kill time. No one wants to risk starting any new research until it's clear how things will pan.
When you say how things will pan out, you actually mean what the new Sages would have.
Wow, talk about blunt. But that isn't the only reason for the...
So what are the other reasons?
Well, because the Akasha terminal shut down. I'm sure you're all aware that we require all kinds of knowledge to perform any of... Back then, the Akasha would respond to any of our requests for the knowledge we need. It was beyond convenient. We didn't have to spend an extended amount of time studying, so we were able to immediately run various tests and experiments.
I see.
You get it, right? After having had a taste of something so amazing, who can be bothered to manually sift through data and files ever again? There are only a handful of people at the academia who are starting new projects or performing research, although our names will be further down in the paper.
Ilias? What's wrong?
My head... it hurts! I remember now. I remember what Siraj said to me as he approached. You will become Siraj number 36. Fuse yourself with a consciousness under my control. Think only in accord.
Paimon doesn't get it. What if...
It's what Siraj was researching and the topic of the thesis he had submitted. Collective consciousness and the path of evolution. Siraj believed that first, he would rank test subjects in descending order of ability, with number 1 serving as the Overmind. This Overmind would then divide tasks into numerous modules and delegate them to the collective's members based on their assigned number. Lastly, members would share their memories and emotions to facilitate the rapid exchange of information within the collective.
Paimon's still...
Think of it as linking many minds together. Eventually, Siraj believes this collective consciousness...
Whoa. Squishing a whole bunch of people together? Paimon thinks that...
It's just as Alhaitham said. Siraj gave all the test subjects different numbers. Bigger numbers meant you had a lower rank, so your assigned tasks were less complex, such as being responsible for everyone's basic needs. Smaller numbers were ranked higher, so you begin... I also recall that Siraj said his...
Oh no, then we gotta hurry! We have to stop him before it's complete!
I tried my best, but that's all I can remember. I still can't recall where the cave is. I'm really sorry.
Take your time. You'll eventually remember it all. However, something doesn't seem right. Some details don't add up.
What's off?
You were only designated as number 36? What a shame. From what I can see, your talents merit a smaller number.
I'm not sure what Siraj's numbering system is based on. Anyway, we're done here. Let's go.
Please, wait. I heard you all talking about Siraj just now. Are you looking for him?
Huh? Do you know something?
Well, Siraj is pretty popular as of late. I heard he's gained recognition from a lot of well-known researchers. Supposedly, he's a strong contender for being one of the next sages. There are many who would give up everything to be a part of his research team. I'm nothing special, though, so I doubt I'd get the opportunity. That said, I do know a researcher who received an invitation from Siraj but declined it. Her name is Janaki. If you're interested, you can try to find her. She's usually reading at the pavilion in the garden.
Relax. You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it. Behold!
Are you Janaki? We'd like to ask you a couple of things about
Ilyas?
Do you know me? I'm sorry.
Are you playing?
No, I'm not. I actually have amnesia, so I've lost a lot of my memories.
And? Are you trying to say that I should forgive you just because you've forgotten what you've done? Or are you using the acting grand sage as backup to settle things with me?
That's enough. There seems to be a dispute between the two of you, but I heard that Siraj once invited you to join his project. Is that...
So, what if it is? Siraj did extend an invitation to me, and I was also, I think it was about collective consciousness or something. Anyway, he said that I could be number 45. I refused because I thought that rank was too low. No one wants to be placed at the bottom. Certainly not me.
Ilias is number 36, and Janaki was supposed to be number 45. Ugh, just how many people...
Tell me, did Siraj tell you how he...
Yeah. Remember how the sages took advantage of the Akasha and extracted Yana energy from our heads back then? They left a document that records the amount of Yana energy that the Akasha had extracted from... I don't know how Siraj got his hands on that document, but he used it as the basis for his numbering system.
I see. He believes that this data can be used to evaluate a person's computing power.
Putting aside the validity of the data, it is meaningless to judge individuals based solely on their...
At most, Jnana energy...
See? I knew I couldn't have only been ranked...
What else do you know about Siraj?
That's it. He came to me, I refused, and that was the end of it. Is there anything else you needed? If not, I'm out of here. I've had enough of this eyesore.
Please, wait. I still want to know what I...
You really forgot?
I swear. I don't remember anything.
Paimon can vouch for him. The mantra also said that he...
I see. You know what? I get angry just thinking about it. So I really don't have the patience to fill you in. All you need to know is that you got a lot of people in trouble back then, including me. That's all I have to say. Goodbye.
she's gone. She doesn't seem to like you very.
I really don't, I guess.
Do you want to remember?
Huh?
Even though you're a witness against Siraj in this case, no one can force you to remember if you don't want to. Even if you manage to remember, all you would need to do is feign ignorance and tell us that you tried the best you could, but to no avail.
I'm not sure what to do. Like I said before, for some reason I felt a sense of freedom when I realized I had lost my memories. But I feel like I shouldn't be allowed to go free so easily. I still want to remember everything.
I can look up your file. Something that caused trouble for a lot. Would you like me to look into it?
Yes, please.
All right. Then let's return to the House of Dana. We've spent enough time.
The wind rises. Quit following me. Too slow. Behold, upon the gale.
Let's split up for now. Ilyas, you go and deal with that. The rest of you, come to the... We'll meet back here later and then head over to...
Okay, thank you all.
Relax, Ilyas. Being nervous accomplishes nothing.
That's true. I'll also try my...
I'm holding you to that.
Too slow. Quit following me. Upon the gale. The wind rises. Following me.
Okay. The important files from the last few years should all be here.
What's wrong?
Nothing. Anyway, I found Ilyas's file. Let's meet downstairs.
What?
This file indicates that you were once commended by the Academia for your courage and sense of justice. You were Huh? Yes. Your instructor was engaging in academic fraud, and you were the one. Your report was found to be true after a series of investigations, and your instructor was brought to This incident caused quite the commotion, and the academia sent you a... What is it? Are any memories?
No, it's just... my head. Did I seriously do...
Let's put this matter aside for now. It isn't directly related to Siraj, so there's no need...
I'm sorry. That should have been something good to hear, but my body is instinctively rejecting it. I feel like...
Take it slow. Recovering memories is no easy task, especially when it involves memories that you don't want to remember. Just do what you think is...
Thank you. I'm not sure how you're so calm and composed all the time, but it does make me feel more confident about this.
Let's head to Gandharvaville and deliver Ilyas's pig.
Quit following me.
We should be close. Let me think. It should be this way.
Ilyas, what are you doing back here?
Dad, it's nothing.
You sure everything's okay? Did they bully you? Ilyas, what's wrong?
I'm fine. Just a minor headache. I have...
Back then, I told you not to be a hero. Look, I can't imagine how things are going for you at the academia. We've even been receiving...
You don't have to force yourself to stay at the academia.
I'm all right. I just need a...
Ilyas doesn't seem like he wants them to know that he has amnesia.
Hey! That's enough, you two! Ilyas isn't feeling well. You can keep Ilyas. Let's find somewhere to talk. So...
It's much better now. Oh, here. It's this month's paycheck. How's everything?
Same old, same old. It's just that don't mind their nagging. Deep down, they know that. It's just that after hearing a lot...
Conform.
Yeah. You don't remember, Ilyas? What's wrong?
Ah, I see.
You're acting a little weird today, you know? I don't care if you're a...
Your understanding is a great comfort to him.
Is it? That's good.
More so these two. My name is Alhaitham.
Oh, that rings a bell. At any rate, would you like to join us for dinner? I just happened to buy some extra food.
Sorry, but I still have things I need.
Well, that's a shame. Okay,
Don't worry. I won't do anything to make you guys...
You remember now?
Yes, I do. Thanks for that. You know, you don't see...
Is that your way of conveying gratitude?
Oh, my apologies. But I meant every word. Remember when I said that there was a sense of familiarity, but what I...
Loathing?
Yeah, but having spent some time with you, I realized that you're not someone... Strange, isn't it? Why did I have those thoughts at that...
My strength is that I don't care about what others think. If you could also develop this quality, then you won't be as bothered by complicated...
It'd be great if I could think like you. But first things first. I remember where Siraj's cave is now.
Really? That's, Paimon remembers that you said there are 2 things that you had to do. We've only checked. What about the other one? Are we not...
There are more important things at hand. We have to stop Siraj before he completes his...
You're right. Let's...
Too slow.
This is the place.
It's so well. Weird. It's bigger on the inside than Paimon imagined. Are you sure it's still a work in progress? Ilyas, do you remember this place? Did he get separated from us?
There's no need for that.
Alright. Whoop.
It's okay, Ilyas. You've done more than enough for me already.
I don't understand. Everyone knows that Johnny is stealing your research. Why? He shamelessly used your thesis to send in a project application. And whenever the project hits a wall, he asks you for help.
Do you know how many people are working on that project? If Johnny was kicked out because of academic fraud, that'd be the end of the project. Too many.
But he's obviously taking. He throws you the hardest work, and after you're done pulling all-nighters, he struts around with your research data. That's not right! What?
A lot of people warn me. It's okay.
Half a year of your time and effort. Countless all-night. He's treating people like cattle.
Enough. It's fine. I just need to suck it up and get it done.
What's the matter? Huh? You could read minds this whole time and you never told—
Of course not. I was also able to see those memories just now. They were probably the ones that leaked out while Ilyas was
connecting.
It's clear that this place isn't a work in progress. The hive has long been finished. The Collective Consciousness project is already complete, and Ilyas is now returning to the Collective. Not entirely. Keep walking. Here you are.
Stabilize!
By royal decree, allow me.
Behold!
Quit following me.
It's completely different from what Ilyas said. This place looks like it's been done for a while.
Contributing to the collective by only thinking to your strengths. How easy.
Alhaitham. Just thinking of that name fills me with hatred. We must get rid of him.
An entire year's worth of work down the drain. And for what? Your reputation? Do you have any idea how many—
You could have played hero any time. So why couldn't you have waited until the project was complete?
I don't understand what you guys are saying. Are you saying you don't care that—
It's a shame. What happened to him? Everyone has been working hard to complete the project.
In any case, we're done with you. Because of your recklessness, the Matra are putting Johnny on trial. None of this affects you at all. But do you know how many people, myself included, needed this? Now our futures are up in the air. If worst comes to pass, we might not be able to graduate.
I'm sorry.
There's no need for an apology. It's not like I'll accept it anyway.
Hey, you're blinking out again. What did you—
Don't jump to conclusions just yet. See.
Quit following me. Quit following me.
Just in case, why don't we take both keys with us?
Well, Alias, this is all very strange. To pass that, maybe you should—
I understand.
You seem troubled.
Who are you?
Where are my manners? My name is
Siraj. I've heard of you.
The world hates people who don't fit in. I imagine you've— After you reported Johnny for academic fraud, you are ostracized. However, how about it?
What did you see?
Paimon can't believe it! No! Siraj is— Ooh, Paimon— Elias!
You've come. I intentionally slowed my integration into the collective consciousness because I wanted to see you one last time. And I wanted to apologize to you as him. It was only at Gandharvaville that the second thing to throw off the Matra and bring Alhaitham to the hive.
You were already Siraj number 36?
Yes, I truly did forget many things during that time, even my identity. However, it's not that I got scared and forgot. It's difficult to fool Alhaitham, so I had to create the perfect guise for my—
And the best guise is when you believe your own—
Correct. I only told you that the hive was incomplete because I had deleted my memory. It was finished a long time ago. Before I left, I was already living as number 36. Now, I only hear. That's all I wanted to say. After I enter this room, my consciousness will merge back into the...
Is this your decision?
Yeah, the person we know is Ilyas. Not the outside world is painful sometimes, but Paimon doesn't think that's a reason to run away.
Do you need more time to consider, Ilyas?
Hey, who are...
That.
So you're that giga jerk!
Giga jerk? Oh, how bold of you. Have I done something to offend you?
You!
I modified Akasha terminals to allow users to share memories and emotions. Then, I recruited researchers from the I assigned numbers to everyone and divided the experiment's tasks. Here, people can live. Then I ask you, what's the difference? There are researchers at the academia who engage in... People are so obsessed. Isn't that right, Ilyas? There's no need to deny this, as it is fact. It is natural in the terminus of welcome. A few simple words from you, and my research was consigned to nothingness. Of course, I'm well aware that you don't care, but I didn't give up.
When we arrived, I noticed many empty rooms and...
Oh, you noticed that? Then can you get the answer? Is the academia. They're executing another phase of... The collective consciousness links all of us into a single mind, showcasing our individual strengths as we work together. We are able to execute. Everything has been proceeding smoothly. You are our biggest obstacle. With the project will snowball until ultimately everyone will be part of my hive. No. The hive will be in control.
We won't let you do...
What can you achieve with mere words? You return to the hive, number 36.
Yes.
Wait! Don't go back! And you aren't an outcast!
That's easy for you to say, given that you're travelers. Will you two continue to stay at the academia? When you leave, return, number 36. You know as well as I do that comforting word...
Ilyas?
You two are just as arrogant. You think that everyone should be like you and live according to... I allowed number 36 to leave the hive without his memories only because I knew he would eventually return. This Alhaitham, do say a word or two.
I made those words quite clear a year ago. The model you presented was extremely unstable. No amount of garish It can't be helped. If you were clever enough to realize those problems...
What?
What's happening?
The collective needs motivation to execute its plans, just as machinery requires. That's why you, as the Overmind, synchronized your hatred of me into the collective, prompting them to create and execute a plan to eliminate me. However, when Ilyas returned to the collective, his memories and emotions were shared with...
Thanks for that. You know, you don't seem like such a bad person. Strange, isn't it? Why did...
This contradicts the hatred you had provided them, and these two differing emotions will give rise to...
So that's it! Wait, so you knew that Ilyas would return, and then you pretended to keep him around just to... Wouldn't expect any less from you, Alhaitham. Once the collective consciousness bugs out, we'll take that opportunity to... wait.
Alhaitham, I told you. You're too arrogant. Ilyas's return had indeed introduced abnormal emotions into the hive, but your struggle has been in vain. And it's time to end it. Allow...
So many monsters. And something feels...
I also integrated monsters into the collective, though I ranked them last. Even so, they are part of it. Despite their lack of intelligence, perfect cooperation can be achieved. Now then, drown in endless...
Hey, Alhaitham?
I've already sent my gift to the collective. It'll take some time for the recipient to... You two just need to brace yourselves for the nuisance in front of us.
Well, all right.
Solidify!
Odds revealed by...
Alhaitham isn't person.
But it has to be done. He must be eliminated so that we can evolve.
You see? That is the will of the Even with the hatred gone, they continue their work.
Stabilize!
By royal rest and rebuild!
Squall and Fury!
He won't hold out for much longer.
He's a lot tougher than we imagined.
Something's gone wrong with the Academia. The march.
What's going on? What's with this silence? As the Overmind, I command you!
Oz, reveal! Allow me!
The wind rises.
How is that possible? Why hasn't it been resolved yet?
Is there an error in your judgment?
The will of the collective cannot be wrong. The Overmind must have made an error in his judgment.
But Siraj is the most intelligent one. He is number one. His judgment is the optimal one.
Is that true? Not
What have you done?
Calm down. Don't you have an easy way to figure this out? You were only designated as number 36? What a shame. From what I can see, your talents merit a smaller number. Putting aside the validity of the data, it is meaningless to judge individuals based solely on their jnana energy.
What you said to Ilias has now become a memory shared by all members of the Hive. I see it now! You've channeled and amplified their selfish desires! You're trying to destroy my Hive from the inside out!
Human minds are not infinitely pliable, and your Hive has stretched many of them to their limit. Once your authority as Overmind starts to wane, it won't be long before your subjects snap back. Is it worth living here like a machine? Being a tool for the rest of my life? As soon as one person begins to have these thoughts, selfishness, doubt, and fear will propagate, thanks to the web of consciousness that you built. At this stage, your so-called Hive has already fallen.
It's not over yet. I am the Overmind! There has to be a way!
It's too late. Once the desires of the Hive accumulate, beyond a certain threshold, they will kill their king.
I wouldn't have suffered such a disgraceful defeat if I was the Overmind.
My number shouldn't be so far down in the list. Siraj is alive!
This isn't what we agreed to!
I should be the one in your position!
Shut down? What happened just now?
Members of a collective consciousness are more likely to reach a consensus because of their shared memories and emotions. For example, Ilias did have differing perceptions, but he ultimately followed the collective. However, this system is far from perfect. Based on this logic, the collective consciousness will generate an intractable diffusion. The disturbance that Ilias caused wasn't for naught. It made the collective.
Setbacks in the plan further amplified doubt, which diminishes the Overmind's influence. This inevitably causes the collective to generate negative
apprehension, disappointment, panic. avarice. These negative emotions can be very well hidden, as humans generally do not share completely transparent channels. But in the Hive, where there are a few words were enough. Believe in the power of words.
You were already thinking of a way to destroy the collective consciousness. You knew that Ilias was the bait all along?
I knew it from the moment I saw him. Moreover, I never looked down on you. My opinion of you have a naive view towards the concepts of collective consciousness and human evolution, but you would never let a test subject escape. Mistakes like that are beneath you, and you also won't leave any mistake.
I never thought I'd hear those words come from you. I know very well that you've never viewed me as an equal. When you were with us, you always had a distant look in your eye. You don't need to hide it. I know it better than anyone else. The arrogance that comes with being a genius.
Your perspective is entirely born from your habitual way of looking. From your perspective, you probably think I'm like you, someone who doesn't fit in. However, I've never placed myself on I just want to distance myself from meaningless noise and look at everything. On the other hand, you have failed to come to terms with who you truly are. You care too much about.
You mean to say that?
Is that not so? Arrogant, you view people as a simple, mediocre collective, while you regard me as one of you.
Regardless, I have lost.
You will stand trial, yes. But arresting people I'm just an ordinary staff member. I believe it is the General Mahamatra's duty to escort you away.
Sino? What are you doing here?
I followed the symbols. Looks like things have already been settled.
Symbols?
I left a similar picture in my letter to him, and I made several similar symbols on the way here.
Wait, what do you mean you left a letter? Oh, Paimon remembers! When Paimon first saw you, so you really did know that something was up with Ilias from the start!
It'd be best if you didn't spout nonsense. I never employed any mode of trickery on you. By the way, I came across some information at the Academia a few days ago. If you practice the method discussed...
Seriously? By the way, Sino, Paimon heard that Siraj sent more people to the Academia. We can't...
Don't worry. The Matra have started screening suspicious persons. This was likely one factor that caused the Hive's consciousness to waver. Everything...
Good. Seems like the interesting part is already over. I'll leave the arrests to you all. See you.
And off he goes. There's still...
Oh no. Oh no. I was involved in all... What came over me? How could I...
We were accomplices without knowing it. But I'm afraid whether he's the scribe or the acting grand...
We can discuss the future later. Leaving the collective left me with it. I didn't feel anything towards Alhaitham at first, since he wasn't well known. All the opinions I heard about, Siraj made us hate Alhaitham, and we blindly accepted that hatred and thought of him as a... From how things look, we've done a lot of irrational...
I guess we're getting what we deserve. Could you help us apologize to Alhaitham?
Sure. Paimon will help you tell Alhaitham. But whether he chooses to...
It's okay. No matter what he chooses, apologizing will make us feel slightly better.
It's time to go.
Let's go.
So, were they... We can ask Alhaitham about that.
Looks like I can't exist as Siraj number 36. Yet, when I was at Gandharvaville, I thought about whether I should just come forward with the truth, but I didn't have... So in the end...
Ilias?
Don't be sad. However, I realized that the collective I was always trying to fit into wasn't as... Understanding that gave me courage somehow. Perhaps one...
You can do it.
Thanks. Can you keep... Also, please apologize to Alhaitham for me.
All the test subjects have been taken away. I'll have my subordinates seal the place, retrieve all documentation, and just... Are you two hurt? I brought bandages and hemostatics.
Hyman's fine.
Get some rest. Watch out for any of Siraj's associates who might still be in hiding. If you encounter anything you can't take care of...
Okay, you stay... Let's go meet up with Alhaitham.
The matter's settled. I actually thought it would have been settled sooner. This took much longer than I expected. Judging by your faces, it seems like you two still have some questions. I respect your curiosity, but I'm off the clock now.
Hey, we're not your
You couldn't tell that—
What? Are you kidding? You're not leaving today until you explain what happened back at Siraj.
See ya.
Hold it right there.
Are you done? Your behavior is
Stop changing the subject.
It's too much of a hassle to explain everything from the top. You know what? You'll know when we get there.
Too slow.
Is this your home?
Yes.
What's with you all of a sudden? Being
Ah, you're back. Quick, come help me see if this painting's all straightened. Huh? Who are they?
Stop making a fuss. They're on.
You're not from the academia, are you?
I'm unsure she's seen you before. You're that person.
Wait, what? How do you know me? Oh no,
What? You're embarrassed only now of all time?
Oh, you guys are roommates!
Yes, we are, but keep that to yourself.
I keep a few books on collectives and the subconscious here at home. I'll get them.
Hey! You're leaving just like that? Sorry, I know we've only just met, but I have to ask. Are you, you wouldn't happen to be actors that Alhaitham hired to pretend to be his friends, would you? Guess not. I've never seen him invite friends home before, so please excuse my surprise. You guys get it, right? You know, with his temperament.
But aren't you?
I wouldn't say friends exactly. Okay, well, we used to be, but we're not anymore. Huh? Don't worry about it. My name is Kaveh. I'm sorry to have met you under these circumstances. Anyway, please don't say anything about me living here.
You seem like you got a lot going on. So
Are you serious? How could you? Of course.
What? That was a normal response. You exposed.
Still, why do you have to treat me like...
Judging by the deafening din coming from the living room, you all must be getting along quite well.
Entertain your own friends, why don't you?
I'll leave the books here.
Paimon's dizzy from reading. Paimon wants to know,
A year ago, Siraj presented his thesis to the Grand Sage, who offhandedly asked for my opinion. I actually responded with 2 lines. The first, as I've already said, was that his research was on human evolution, a subject prohibited by the academy. The second was that I thought the direction of his research was too extreme, but his approach too
Wait, that's too conservative? He built such a large lab, gathered all those people, and even tried to get rid of you!
One way to stabilize a collective consciousness is to remove the test subject. The optimal solution to achieve collective consciousness is to focus solely on the overmind and treat the other test subject.
That's way too dangerous!
I'm merely stating the facts. If Siraj had done that, I would have felt his work to be just as senseless. It's impossible for any species to evolve overnight, and humans without their humanity cannot be called humans. That's why the academia prohibited research into human evolution. Most research of this kind tends to run contrary to evolution.
Huh. Paimon gets it now.
Ha! That's rich coming from you. If humans aren't humans without their humanity, then you'll probably evolve into some other species in another decade, I wager.
What about you? Are you going to devolve into a fungus?
At least I'd be a fungus with empathy. Sorry for eavesdropping, but what happened to you guys? Are you in trouble?
Sort of. We encountered a strange researcher that had it out for us.
Are you all okay? Huh. So such is life. If only he'd known, Alhaitham could have stayed indoors today, and the whole thing could have been avoided. Plus, he could have helped me with the housework for once. See those books? They've been sitting there waiting for someone to sort through them for an age. If you're not gonna read them, tidy them away. They don't belong there.
Can you feel the awkwardness in the air? I hope you're aware of your...
Oh, so the pot's calling the kettle black, is he? Well...
I'm doing quite well. Much better than that painting you're trying to hang on the wall.
You don't understand anything.
Paimon can't tell which of them is more problematic. Let's just...
You whisper very loudly.
Oh,
Do you have any more questions?
let Paimon think. Oh, by the way, the other researchers apologized.
I bear them no ill will. More accurately, I don't really care about what they think of me. To some extent, they were also fooled by Siraj. The Matra will take this into...
Ilias also said that he wanted to tell us the truth at Gandharvaville. He apologized.
It doesn't matter. I never considered asking him to... Judging from his experiences, he's more courageous than the average person. There's no need to lay even more criticism on him. I'm going for dinner in 10 minutes, so I'll field one last question.
Paimon doesn't have any more questions. How about you? Oh, yeah, that you only started investigating with the Matra at the Academia because you were interested in... But after meeting Siraj, it didn't seem like you were interested in him or...
I had no interest in him personally, but I was curious as to why so many people... I now understand the reason. Correct. The fall of the sages and the shutdown of the Akasha terminals deeply affected the Academia. The fact that Siraj's project attracted so much interest despite not being approved speaks to the lack of research projects as of late. As the acting Grand Sage, I'll have to figure something out. In addition, what happened to Ilias is worth our attention. Reporting academic...
Paimon understands now. Oh, you're pretty serious when it comes to work, huh?
I think minimum viable seriousness is a more apt description.
Wait.
Yes. I don't think Siraj knew about that. If he had waited just a few more days before acting, what he'd do then wouldn't have been any concern of mine. However, even without my input, his unstable model would have collapsed for some other reason.
But why do you want to resign?
I'm not suited to be a sage, nor do I want to be one. The official process to select the new sages is already underway, but this process is long and takes far too much time. If I serve as acting Grand Sage for too long, the position might become permanent. That would be troublesome. This job isn't something I want to spend the rest of my life. It's important to keep your priorities straight. Well, it's about time.
Oh, now that you say that, Paimon's kinda hungry. See ya!
See ya.
The name Siraj doesn't ring a bell. Was he in your class?
He isn't someone who would leave an impression, so it's expected that you don't remember him.
I've always had a hard time appreciating the way that the academia pressures people by labeling them as geniuses. But even so, the academia can't be left to you. Or perhaps I should say that I'm delighted to see that you have a base amount of self-awareness. If the people in the academia haven't gone mad, they—
And I suppose they'd let everyone know that your career as a sage will be as shaky as that paint.
Again, that's mighty rich coming from someone about to resign. In a few days, you'll be managing files again.
But my salary will likely stay the same.
Wait, what? How come? Why do you—
At least I don't have to be an architectural designer who works himself to death just to get a smile from his client.
You— I took time out of my day to clean the living room for you, and this is the thanks I get for it? I'd have been better off catching up on my work!
Make sure to pay back the rent you owe me. I'm going to buy some furniture with that more.
What? Are you trying to annoy me to death? The decorations you buy keep getting uglier and uglier! What's the point of having a boring—
You'll have to blame that on my financial freedom.
Fine! Go ahead and hide behind your financial success if you want. But if we forget Mora for a second, do you have anything of true value?
I think I'd have too many choices, to be honest. You, on the other hand, can you think of any redeeming features at all?
Artistry, for sure! You don't know the first thing about interior design. Don't go off buying random—
So I'll have to bring you along and then buy you drinks?
Of course!
But why would I do that? It would just be another form of a loan, and you'd have to pay me back eventually.
Can't you just be nice and not ask for the Mora back?
Pretending that you're not in debt is as ridiculous as pretending you're not living in someone else's home. Word will get out sooner or later.
Speaking of which, your friends won't say anything, right?
There's no need to hide it so carefully. I think the truth's already out. You're such a lightweight that a few drinks at the tavern had you—
What? The name Siraj doesn't ring a—
He isn't someone—
I've always had a hard time appreciating the way that the academia pressures people by labeling them as geniuses. But even so, the academia can't be left to you. Or perhaps I should say that I'm delighted—
And I suppose they'd—
Again, that's—
But my salary will likely—
Wait, what?
At least I don't have to be an architectural designer who works himself to death just to get a smile from his
You— I took time out of my day to clean the living—
Make sure to pay back the rent you owe me. I'm going to buy—
What? Are you trying to annoy me to death?
You'll have to blame that on my financial freedom.
Fine!
I think I'd have too many choices, to be honest. You, on the other hand, can you think of any redeeming features?
Artistry, for sure! You don't know the first thing about interior design—
So I'll have to bring you along and—
Of course!
But why would I do that?
Can't you just be nice?
Pretending that you're not—
Speaking of which, your friends won't say anything.
There's no need to hide it.
What?